we had one guy in our group that actually called up two of the girls and wanted to take them to a movie. And they said, no, we got small group. And they said, why don't you come with us? And so he came, and the first night he just kind of sat there and took it in. And he just said, when we went around asking people if they had any prayer requests, he just said no. And the very next week, he teared up a little bit, and he just said, I really want faith. I just want to pray for faith. After this small group started, God has called me to pray, and pray like I've never prayed before for people. And I've just been totally blessed. I mean, I've prayed for everybody else, and I said, God, I don't even know what to pray for myself, but you know my needs. Olivia's 7 years old, and she goes and hangs out in the computer room and watches her videos and things like that. And one night we were all praying, and she came out, and she's just such a sweetheart. And she came out, and she's just sat down, and we were just praying. And most little kids are so timid that they don't even want to talk. And she's just a little talker, and she just sat down, and she just spelled out this little prayer, and it was so short, but she just said, Jesus, we just pray for the orphans in Africa. And it just was like, oh my gosh. I mean, it just really set this thing of just like how much we need to come to God as little children, and just how he longs for us.
They had some sicknesses that they were having to deal with, and they couldn't seem to get over, and started, writing down things for prayer, and within a couple weeks, this thing that's been plaguing them for a while was gone. It was just, they were rejoicing about that, and so we had a lot of praise about that.
We hear about healings and answered prayers. Holly Lockwood, who's here, was telling me that one night she lives in chronic pain without painkillers and has to have oxygen, and one night her medication was out and she was going to have to go for a few hours before she could have it, and her group prayed for her, and her pain was gone for hours. For hours. She doesn't get that relief without pain medication, and Jesus came in and did it as her group prayed for her.